All right, there's one thing I know. Donald Trump thinks that immigration is bad, and in fact, it's even ruining Europe. I know that because he tweets it all the time, including this one, but he's done it at least half a dozen times. He tweeted, "We don't want what is happening with immigration in Europe to happen with us." Wow, okay, that's really apparently disastrous. And he talks about how immigrants have changed the culture of Europe for the worse. So you don't want the immigrants in there, it'll change things. Now, France seems to be doing rather okay in at least some areas, one being the World Cup. They just won the World Cup. So, Les Bleus, vive la France, right? But I'm sure that they kept their quote unquote culture, as the right wing keeps referring to it, both in that country and in our country and all over Europe, intact, right? They probably didn't have any immigrants at all, because the superior culture, according to these racists, is the white nationalist culture. But we'll find out about that in a second, but this has been around a long time. Remember back when France won their first World Cup in 1998, we can show you what their team looked like. It was also very multicultural. They had players who were either them or their parents were born in Africa, and some who were Arab. In fact, Zinedine Zidane, arguably the best player in the world, but if not the best, certainly in the top 5, an Arab Muslim was the best player on France and critical in winning that World Cup, and that drove the right wing crazy back then. In fact, people like Jean-Marie Le Pen called the team black, blanc, et beurre, and what that means is black, white, and Arab. And of course, they use that phrase derisively. So sometimes people will call me brown and go, "I got you," right? I don't care. Okay, you correctly deduced my skin color. So black, white, and Arab doesn't have to be derisive at all, but they use it that way, and it was an insult. Okay, they're insulted, except they won the World Cup, so apparently that combination works. But of course, the right wing didn't learn from that. And in fact, his daughter, Marine Le Pen, who's now a popular politician in the right wing in France, as late as 2010 said that she was worried about immigrants being on the French national team because they have, quote, another nationality in their hearts. Now, of course, she had no evidence of that and at all, but come on, they're not white. So they're immigrants. Of course they have another nationality in their hearts. They can't be loyal to France. I don't hear a lot of them talking now, because now France has won its second World Cup, and with this team, the 2018 team is massively diverse and filled with immigrants. And so all of a sudden, even the right wing in France is kind of quiet. I'd love for someone to ask Donald Trump about it. Do you think it's ruined France's culture to have those immigrants in? They've gotten worse results for the country? Seems like they got far better results. Now, to give you a sense of how many of the players are immigrants, 19 of its 23 players are immigrants or the children of immigrants. 19 out of 23, I did the math, that's 82.6%. And by the way, a great number of those are also Muslims. So what happened? I thought that multiculturalism was bad in all regards. I thought it was going to ruin the country. Turns out it doesn't ruin the country. Multiculturalism adds to the country. And why is the right wing quiet, at least for now, in France? Because, and this is what they were worried about, because sports brings people together, and it gives you a national identity, and it's tied in with your national identity. So they didn't want people in France rooting for blacks, Arabs, Muslims, and immigrants. Too bad for you. They did, and it turns out they had spectacular success. And so now all the people in France are proud of that team, because it turns out, yes, multiculturalism works. I guarantee you that if you look in the comment section below, you'll see people making racist comments about how some people are good at just athletics. And then you'll say, well, hey, have they not made a contribution in culture in other ways, whether it's cuisine or arts? Well, they're good at that too, but that's just dancing and music and eating and sports. And then, well, how about all the professors and all the other people in the other realms? Yeah, but those are just like small cases, but the this and the but that, and then Do you think France would have been world champions without immigrants? Inconceivable. And it didn't make France weaker, it made France stronger. Vive la France. 2 easy ways to follow the Young Turks. One is hit the subscribe button down below, then you're a TYT subscriber. And second is ring the bell. And when you do that on YouTube, you're notified of our videos.